This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. In news from the courts, 2 customs officers had their day in court today. 27-year-old Rondino Ferguson of Elizabeth Estates and 27-year-old Brandon and Jewel Bastian of Marigold Farm appearing before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt for stealing by reason of employment. Rondino Ferguson and Brandon Bastian and his wife Jewel Bastian listened intently as the charges were read against them. Ferguson and Brandon Bastian are charged with 2 counts of stealing by employment. It is alleged that between October 29th and 30th, 2019, Ferguson and Bastian stole an assortment of jewelry from John Bull valued at $29,844.25. It is alleged that on a different date, they stole an assortment of jewelry valued at $20,666. Additionally, Bastian and his wife Jewel Bastian faced 3 additional charges of stealing by reason of employment. According to court dockets, on November 6, the couple stole by reason of employment Cartier watches worth $10,882.40, 4 Movado watches worth $3,603 from John Bull, and 1 Cartier sunglasses valued at $463.05. They all pleaded not guilty to the charges and were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until November 19th. Meantime, police on the hunt for the triggerman behind the country's latest homicide. Police say the life of the man was taken in the early hours of Monday morning when he and a female arrived at the residence on Carmichael Road. Information that we can give you is that shortly after 1 a.m., the man and a woman had arrived at their home on Ashley Close off Hawk Ridge Road when they were approached by a gunman who opened fire in their direction, shooting the male multiple times about the body before running away. The injured man was transported to hospital and a short time later succumbed. The woman was not injured. Meantime, a stabbing incident has left an adult male detained in hospital. The incident occurred shortly after 10 a.m. Sunday. As reports indicate, a man was on Bernard Road when he was approached by a group of men, one of whom stabbed him about the body. The victim was able to escape from the men and ran into a nearby restaurant. He was transported to hospital and is listed in stable condition. Investigations into both matters are ongoing. Progressive Liberal Party Senator Fred Mitchell says Senate President Kay Forbes Smith should ultimately decide whether she is fish or fowl. That is, whether she's Senate President and guardian of the legislative branch of government or a member of the executive of the country. Mr. Mitchell's comment came after what he called a dismissive 2-line response from the Senate President to the opposition's letter that, among other things, questioned whether the Senate President should preside over debate on hurricane relief in the upper chamber, given her role as one of the coordinators of hurricane relief in Grand Bahama, directly answerable to a minister of the government. Mr. Mitchell further stated that the matter, when raised in the Senate last week, was only given studied silence, followed by response in writing that was tardy as it came weeks after the delivery of the PLP's letter. Now, Mr. Mitchell says, given that another bill is on the table for hurricane relief and it's up for reading and debate this week, the President of the Senate has again an opportunity to protect the integrity of her office and that of the Senate as an institution, and she should not preside over any debate related to hurricane relief. The Senate met briefly this morning with Vice President Mildred Hall Watson presiding. Senate meets again on Wednesday. Our final story is up next.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.